So you join me down at the Barham Lakes in Suffolk. This is my local syndicate. We're on a 24-hour session regarding the tackle. I've had not a bad season so far. I've managed a big girl out of here at 44 pounds, so it's really been kind to me. So yeah, we're just going to go through some tips, tactics, some approaches that I've been taking this year, and see if we can catch one or two. Like that. Sorry, I just had a little bit, I had a little bit of a nervous, I thought it done me then in the weed, but it's just popped out free. Now it's kiting to my left, sorry. Oh, just doing an intro saying I wonder if we can catch one or two. And the reel rod's just gone. I don't want it to carry on though. Take me all over the place here. God, come back. Not going to be the prettiest. Mate, we're in all sorts of trouble here. Oh. Not pretty, but we've got it in. Oh. So I was just doing a little intro, but as I said, hopefully we're going to catch one or two. The middle rod's just ripped off, and little bit of a mess about, but yeah, she's in the net, so happy days. Hopefully there's more to come. Here's the fish that ruined the intro, or should I say made the intro. Just under 24 pound, absolutely lovely mirror carp, proper scaly one. Me and Si were saying this morning that it's going to get to like 29, 30 degrees today. It's going to be like an absolute crawler, but I managed to get a swim with a good bit of water in front of me, lots of pads, lots of weed, and some real nice shallow spots. This come out of 2 foot of water, so yeah. What's the time now? Like 10 o'clock. First bite. So the mix I've been using this year on the syndicate, with obviously some good effect, is quite simple, to be fair. It's a mix of krill pellet and manila pellet, 4mm, 6mm. Give them a good handful of that. Also been using a lot of casters in the mix. There is a lot of roach and rudd in here, and obviously they're very active this time of year. Does it work? Is it all gone? I'm not sure, but it's worked, you know, all season for me, so I've just kept it. And also I think that because it is so weedy, the roach and rudd, if they are feeding on it, it has really helped clear these spots off for me. So good couple of handfuls of casters go in. Like I say, I fish these all year through, like in all my mixes. And then the ever faithful krill, 12mm active. Again, great bait, got so much confidence in it, especially in the summertime. Normally switch over to Manila in the colder months, but yeah, just again, some crushed and holes in there. I do give them quite a bit, to be fair, in one spoon, but when I drop it with the spoon, I try and sort of feather it and spread it across the spot, as you'll see in a bit. But yeah, that's the mix, and the rig will sit on top. So the reason I've picked this swim, well, there's a few reasons. Obviously, one, I've done a couple of laps of the main complex, so both lakes, before I got here quite early, and just noticed a lot more fish in this area, and it gives me a lot of options. I've got far reed line margin, I've got reeds to my left, I've got a big set of reeds to my, further to my left in close, but this spot here, there's like a 2-foot shelf, and as you come closer to me as such, it's like, I don't know, maybe a rod length long. It then drops off from 2 foot to like 8 foot, and as I turned up this morning, you could just see them all just basking in the sun already, nice and early, but just cruising around the tip of that plateau. It's paid off. Yeah, see if we can catch some more. So as you can see by our white feathered friend that's just found our spot, it is shallow, it's only 2.5 foot, so he's not really struggling to get to the bait, but yeah, he's managed to find it, and he's cleared me out, so I have reeled in because I don't really fancy hooking a swan today. It's too hot for that, but yeah, we're going to reel in. It is 11 o'clock now. It's been about an hour since we had that last bite, so there is still a few fish here, but it is hot, and I do want to try and see if we can find any other opportunities on the other lakes. So yeah, we're just going to go and have a walk around and see what we can find. So after that swan clearing out the spot on that shallow area on Layer, the other lagoon, we've just come for a walk on another lake here on the complex called Blake's. Yeah, we've found quite a few fish in these pads here, which we can get to from that swim over there, but yeah, we'll keep walking, see what else we can find. I do like this lake. I've had fish out of here to about 42 pound. There seems to be a lot more 30 pounders in here as well, and there is a few targets that I need to tick off the list, so that would be nice to catch one of them for the film. This is another good swim that I fished in. It's called Secrets, and I don't know if you can see, you just see the little bow wave on the top there, and there's some fizzing to the right on the pads. I've had a lot of fish out of here, and yeah, this peg's empty, and when it's really warm, again, it's got loads of shallow areas where you can present a bait, you know, in 2-3 foot of water. Yeah, there's fish cruising out in the middle here as well, so there's plenty about. I think we might pack up and do a night on here. It'd be nice to catch a fish out of that lake and then come on here and catch one out of here. So, little challenge, Si, what do you reckon? So on this rod, on the other two rods, I've gone quite tight with the feed. Bit of pellet, boilie, casters like before, but on this rod, because they're patrolling, you know, the far margin, I just want to get them like sort of picking up baits as and when they're going through. Don't know, I'm going to give it a go. I haven't done it on here before. It's always been quite tight beds of bait, so see if this works. So all season, last year and this year, haven't changed a lot, to be fair, because it works, but again, I'm just using the Ronnie rig. It's a rig that obviously you've seen a lot about. I do it slightly different in the fact that I'd use the crimps, and I make all my boom sections up, you know, prior before I go, for ease really, you know, quick overnight. As you get there, you can just go to your tackle box, change the size 4 mugger, straight on and out. So I'm just going to go through and show you how to use it, or how I tie it, sorry. First of all, you need, or I use 25-pound Invisilink, and I take about 8 inches of that and cut that off. I then start by forming the loop for the actual connection onto like the quick change swivel on the heli setup that I'm using. So again, with these crimps, you can just make everything so neat and small. You know, I just like everything to be minimal and simplistic. So we create our loop. These is so this is 25-pound Invisilink with the small crimps I'm using. We give that crimp down in the small. It's all labelled the 0.6 mil crimp on the crimp tool. So we've got a nice loop there. That loop is formed to attach to our quick link on our lead core or leadless leader for on the heli setup. Snip the tag end off. Then the next end, we do another loop, but this loop's going to hold on the Ronnie swivel that we use. So thread the crimp first, then feed the swivel, and then put the tag end back through the crimp again. So yeah, I like to fish these quite short, between 5 to 6 inches. Obviously depending on you know, circumstances, if I'm fishing a weedy lake, or if there's a lot of choddy, debris and stuff, I might change the length of the hook link. I might even use more of a coated braid just to sit on top of that. But a lot of my fishing, to be fair, has been finding real hard spots in amongst the weed and in the margins, etc. So yeah, 5 to 6 inches is what I prefer. And then just snip off that tag end. And that is it. That is the boom section done. Very neat 5 to 6 inches boom section, a 25-pound Invisilink with the Ronnie swivel. Don't really use any other hook. I always use a size 4 mugger, to be fair, unless I'm zig fishing. So yeah, size 4 mugger, some large shrink tubing. We cut off about, I don't know, ½ inch of shrink tube roughly to put on the shank of the mugger. We thread that on. It's a bit fiddly, especially when you bite your nails. And then we stick that onto the swivel and pull the shrink tube back down. And once you've got the shrink tube on, I always do this bit first. Just use a lighter or the steam off a kettle and just shrink that down. And then form your curve of what you'd like on your Ronnie. I do mine quite aggressive, to be fair. Yeah, just like that. Then the next bit is the micro ring swivel for the bait to sit on and a hook bead. I use the silk coloured hook beads. Again, quite fiddly. I normally set that sort of opposite the barb. Sort of like, what, that 45 degrees at the point, I guess. The finished rig. Neat, no clutter. Again, ready to go. I just have these booms, you know, 6 or 7 made up in a tackle box, and just switch the hook and you're away. Nice and easy. I'll use these for all my bottom bait fishing and my pop-up fishing. So yeah, one rig wonder. Well, the only thing I had last night was a good night's sleep, unfortunately. I really thought it was going to happen, to be fair. Saw fish, saw some fizzing. It's a peg that I've caught quite a few out before, but yeah, just hasn't happened, which is, yeah, I'm a bit deflated this morning, to be fair, but we've packed up. We're going to give it about half an hour, see what we can find elsewhere, and just for the last few hours of the session, see if we can catch one. But unfortunately, no more fish to report on at the moment. So we've moved into a swim called Stalkers. It's the swim yesterday when I threw a bit of pellet and crumb broiling that by the log that's down there. It was an old snag, but they've cut it out and it's like a big undercut underneath the bank, and turned up this morning when we moved off the other lake from not having anything from last night, and saw an awful lot of fizzing. So we've just got one rod on the spot at the moment. Had a bit of a mare first time with the pole, so hopefully I haven't ruined it. I did have to get in the edge just to get a better angle on it, but I have just seen another common swim over the spot, so fingers crossed. I mean, it's another hot day, or it's going to be a hot day, and again we're fishing in the edge and the margin, so it's a good little bet. But a couple of hours left, see if we can get a bite. I did feel confident, I still feel confident, but I wish I'd have got the bait and pole right the first time. But there we go, we'll see what happens. Well, the fourth swim, I think, or the third swim in the morning, and we've finally managed to hook one. It's very weedy in here though, so come on, come off. No, not under there. Oh. It's not big, but it's very, very welcome. And then, easy. You don't know how hard I've worked for that fish. Oh, happy days. Well, I'm not going to lie, it has been tough going. We was on fish last night, obviously, yeah, didn't get a bite. Moved about 8 o'clock this morning, found them fish fizzing up in the little stalker swim. I messed that up, to be fair, first time getting the pole out, and I think I might have spooked them, but found some more fish here in the margin in another swim in, they call it Bream Bay, silver birch swim. The rod out in the margin, this one's gone off, so I'd only been out there 45 minutes, so yeah, literally Simon's now got to go home. So yeah, first one, well, sorry, had one straight away and then one at the end of the session. So yeah, not very big, but very, very pleased to see it.